Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar. Today I'm joined by four experts to talk about how cannabis businesses of any size can set themselves up for sustainable growth in this coming year with sound financial, operational, and technological strategies.
I get questions all the time. How do I avoid or circumvent 280E? You really don't. It's something that we have to accept and we have to play within, the roles that are there. But obviously there are opportunities and vehicles and different types of structures that we can put together that minimize the impact without damaging the financial credibility of the business.
One key thing I will tell everybody, and I really want to take this, I said this many times when I was at Metric, is these reporting systems are reporting systems. They are not enforcement systems. I can't tell you how many times I heard when I was in the industry, why would Metric let me do things that I'm not allowed to do legally? Because if you do them, you have to report them, and you have to have a fundamental way to report them. So these regulatory softwares are not enforcement agents. They're not going to tell you what to do. They're going to give you an opportunity to report it. It's still on you to make sure that it's correct. One of the analogies I used was cars don't go 55 miles an hour, and they're not restricted. You can get into a Lambo and do 150 miles an hour down the Dulles Toll Road. And you get hit by a federal police officer, you're going to get a big whopping ticket. And you can't blame Lamborghini for how fast your car is moving. So, you're always going to be responsible for what you do. And those seed to sale tracking systems that the states put in place are not there to enforce them.
We happen to live in a time and in the world where there is no reason to put anything out into the world from a marketing or messaging perspective that you can't measure.
One of the things that may make this shift a little slower than a lot of us anticipate is that I think there's a lot of push that there needs to be some sort of significant tie-in with further criminal justice reform. There's a lot of publicly traded companies, quite frankly, that are in the private prison industry, and there's a lot of economic realities at stake as we move towards full legalization. And I think it'll be interesting to see how much that plays in to the decisions that are made in Washington.
So anything that we can do to provide more information to the consumer in a really kind of easy way prior to them coming into the store, they're going to feel more empowered and more prepared to have conversations with their bud tenders. As
the rules change and the regulations change, there is just the fundamental guiding principle of, do you know where everything is? Do you know can you account for everything? So you have to be ready pretty much at a moment's notice to be able to open up your facility to an inspector or an investigator and be able to look up and be able to account for all your sales transactions. If you're on the dispensary side, if you're a processor or manufacturer, you need to be able to account for every plant in your facility or every package in your facility.
I want to thank all of our panelists. I want to thank Scott, Chris, Sarah for some amazing information and conversation today.